What's good? It is Sam here, and today I wanted to talk about day number 3, researching with Ostarine, as well as the side effects associated with Ostarine. This was taken the other day, and I wanted to also go over how you can win free shit too. So, with that being said, my name is Sam, and for those of you who are returning, it is good to freaking see you. So let's get into it. I'm going to see if I can turn up the quality on this here. I'm not sure. Let's go to 1080p, and then it should look substantially better. This is from the other day. I don't know my current weight. By the way, none of this is any recommendation that you take anything that I take. It's strictly under doctor's supervision, and these videos are for entertainment purposes. Don't do anything fucking stupid. It's all your doctor, blah, blah, blah. Okay. When before quarantine, I went in at about 230, 235 pounds. So I'm guessing I'm probably in that neighborhood. But I didn't take any androgens for about 30 days. So other than testosterone. So it's testosterone, I kept it at about 200 milligrams per week, sometimes 175, sometimes 225, generally in that neighborhood between 175 and 225. And I didn't take anything else other than MK677 for some healing benefits. So there was about a 30-day period, a 45-day period without taking anything, and with also no working out. So I let my body just rest and heal. I did do yoga and stretching every single day, but I didn't do anything else. So this is a physique update from, I think I had 1 day of Ostarine here and about 40 days of not working out. So the side effects that I get from testosterone or from Ostarine, so there's a test base of 200 mgs per week, but from Ostarine, the side effects that I personally get from my research is side effects can also be good or bad, right? People always think of side effects as bad, but you can also have side effects that are good. So side effects that I get on the negative portion of the spectrum is zilch. I don't get any, especially on a TRT base. When I didn't have a TRT base, and I would run probably above 30 milligrams per day, 7 days a week, and I didn't have a TRT base, I would get suppressed a little bit, but not even that substantial, just some suppression. It just feels way better with the testosterone base, but I've never once had any issues with 10 milligrams for my research per day. But to even help always keep my body in a state of, it's where it's not in equilibrium, where it's always searching for homeostasis. I only take compounds like the SARMs 5 days a week on workout days. On the weekends, I don't actually take them, so that my body, the SARMs most of the time are going to be very short half-life, which just means that, say if you took 100 milligrams of some compound that has a 24-hour half-life at 5 o'clock on a Tuesday, 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, on average, right, just assuming that you had a very similar to the average based upon the research, you would only have about 50 active milligrams of that in your system on day 2, right? So on day 3, you're going to have half of what you had on day 2, and you're going to have a lot less than what you had, like 25% or something of what you had on day 1. So the compounds can get out of your system very quickly, but when you're talking about taking between 10 and 20, or on an extreme, on a much higher basis, maybe 30 milligrams at most, just for the math purposes, let's use 10. But if I'm taking 10 on a Friday, let's say 20, because it's probably the most common. 10 to 20 is the most common. So 20, half of that's going to be available on Saturday. Half of that, so we take 20 down to 10 for Saturday. On Sunday, that cuts in half, so it's 5. Then by Monday, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it's essentially down to 2.5 milligrams. And then 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so you've got, say, 5 o'clock on Friday is when I take it. So by 5 o'clock on Saturday, it's cut in half down to 10. By 5 o'clock on Sunday, it's cut down to 5. By 5 o'clock on Monday, it's cut down to 2.5. So it's super low in terms of how much active is in my body or in my blood, and it helps keep, in my theory, my androgen receptors still always searching for more. And one of the things that I've always noticed in the 7+ years of researching with different SARMs and research chemicals is the initial period of starting some type of research, there's always an increase in libido, whether I have a test base or whether I do not have a test base. And I think the reason why, my hypothesis is that SARMs have a very high binding affinity to the androgen receptor. Now, what also binds to the androgen receptor is testosterone. So whether I have natural testosterone binding to the androgen receptor or I have exogenous testosterone that's binding to the androgen receptor, because the affinity of SARMs to the androgen receptor versus other in muscle and bone is very, very high, it's competing and it actually wins that battle a lot of the time because it has such a high binding affinity to the androgen receptor in muscle and bone that the testosterone cannot actually bind to the androgen receptor, and it has to go find some other use in the body. Because every single time in the first couple days, or sometimes up to maybe a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and generally I think the most it's probably been is maybe like 2.5 weeks, I get an increase in libido, or just more of like the boners you'll get in the middle of the night or wake up with in the morning. And when your testosterone cannot bind to the androgen receptors that the SARMs are binding to, because the SARMs are actually bound to them, then they have to go somewhere else. And there's many, many benefits to having some type of testosterone, as in, i.e., the sex drive. So that is one of the side effects that I've also noticed, and I'm kind of putting it together as I've researched so many times over the years with different compounds. It's something that I've consistently noticed. Definitely with Ostarine. I feel like I've had it happen with LGD and RID. Not so much, if I remember correctly, with YK11, but the few times I've researched with YK11, maybe 3 or 4 times over that period. With the YK, just because I don't notice it as much, so I don't continue to research with it as often, unless it's an injectable version, but that's a different story. I didn't notice the effect as much with the YK11 as I have with the any one of the other compounds. Also, I don't remember it being as strong with S4 and S23. I remember being strong in the beginning, but having a much shorter. So instead of being 2.5 weeks, it was actually much shorter than that, because you probably suppressed much faster with that, because it's a much stronger compound than, say, Ostarine is. But if you guys have any questions at all, let me know down below. If you guys want to sign up to win free shit as well, we just did a drawing for a free bottle of Cardarine on May 1st. There's a link down below. There's also I'm not allowed to leave source links down below on YouTube because of the terms of service. But if you check the link tree down below, you might find what you're looking for. If you have any questions, jump over to Instagram, say what's good, or over on TikTok. TikTok is blowing up. I appreciate you for stopping by. Peace. The fuck out.